Hello everybody, welcome back to That's Football. It's Brazil, Haiti, Watchalong live this World Cup 2026. Hope you're all doing very well. A late one for us tonight, but you know, I always believe if Brazil are playing in a World Cup, how many times in your life do you get to watch Brazil playing in a World Cup? 10, 20, 30? Well, add one to the list because Brazil are in town. And it's Cunha watch as well. If you're a Man United fan, it's Cunha watch because he is playing up front for Brazil. Vinicius Jr., Rafinha. No Neymar yet. I mean, I don't know. Have we got any Brazilians watching? Have we got anybody that, you know, in-depthly follows the Brazilian team? Because I don't actually get why Neymar was picked in the first place. And he's not even bloody fit. So, and he's not on the bench again. So I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. I'm not Brazilian. I don't know. I've spoken to a few people and they've said that they felt it was a little bit more than it needed to be. But I don't know what's going on here. Let me modify. I'm trying to. Oh shit! What's going on? See if I've got that right. Well, that's not good. We are live, aren't we? Yeah. Got that working. Bear with. Players are here. Stop that. And let's redo that. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. This early morning stream. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get this to work on TikTok, but I don't think it's going to work. So I'm just going to give it one more time. Modify. Delete. Copy. Okay. Start. I think I've got it working this time. Yeah. Don't know what was going on with that. They'll never know how lucky they are that I tried to get that working again. Thank everybody who's tuning in, by the way. As I said, 1:30 a.m. in the morning, we're starting this game. So let us know where you're watching from around the world. Grogu says, what's your best advice to stay awake? I think you've got to, honestly, answering that question, I feel great tonight. Last night I was going to do Mexico, South Korea, and I'd hit a wall. I think to get through this World Cup, you've just got to go. If you get to a point where you're just struggling, get an early night. That's what last night for me was brilliant. Watched the Qatar-Canada game. 1 o'clock in the morning, thought I was going to do the 2 o'clock and thought if I go to bed now, I'm going to get 7-8 hours sleep. Did, and I'm back on it again today. So, yeah, I think, yeah, just prioritize getting some good sleep. Because honestly, I think having 4 or 5 hours sleep at night and then thinking you can have a couple in the day, it doesn't really work. You need to have a good 7. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in on TikTok. Got an early follow from David there. Rory says take drugs. Yeah, well, the drugs don't work, Rory. That's not our Rory. I was looking through, actually. We missed these from the Scotland game. I wrote them down. There was a couple of start bench sells just before this game starts that I thought were brilliant that weren't actually football start bench sells. So I'm going to give them to you. Start bench sell. Go out on a date willingly with a 10 out of 10. So whoever your 10 out of 10 is, could be female, male, whatever, they willingly want to go out on a date with you, right? So option 1, date with a 10 out of 10. 2, cup final tickets for your team, but it's the FA Cup final. Option 3, £10,000 straight into your bank. So start bench sell, date with a 10 out of 10 stunner, and they want to be on the date with you. It could be the start of something beautiful. Cup final tickets with your team, but it's the FA Cup final, or £10,000 in your bank. Start bench sell. I'd sell date with a 10 out of 10 stunner because I'm already married happily. Cup final tickets, FA Cup, bench, and 10,000 in your bank. I think I'd start the cup final tickets and bench the 10,000 in your bank, actually. Yeah. £10,000, I mean, it's nice, but I think cup final tickets, yeah. A lot of people saying 10k. Depends what you're going to do with the 10k, isn't it? I mean, you could have a nice holiday. Do they win the cup? You don't know. You don't know. It's a bit like the date with the 10 out of 10. You don't know whether you get to enter a long-term relationship. You thought enter something else there. We're not doing that. 10k is a lot of money. It is, yeah. But being at a cup final with your team, you might be a bloody Swansea fan. I'm waiting for the game to start here, but the Brazilian team, we won't bother touching on the Haiti team because that would be ridiculous because obviously, well, we will have a look at it actually. I mean, we're not going to be ignorant about it. Haiti squad. But obviously, because Morocco only beat Scotland 1-0, there's a great opportunity for Brazil to finish top of the group and boost their goal difference here, which could be very important on who you play. Haiti do have Isidore, but they don't start him. Or do they start him? No, he's on the bench, Isidore of Sunderland. He's on the bench. They've got Casimir of Auxerre, who is starting on the wing. They've got Bellegarde of Wolves. He is starting. And they have got... Well, they've got a few players. They've got a few players playing in Switzerland, Belgium. A lot of them playing the MLS. Bit of a late start here, actually. Are we ready to go? Brazil not playing in yellow. They're playing in blue. It's actually quite a nice kit, actually. Right, let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Remember, Scotland did beat Haiti 1-0, so Brazil... Alisson should have a very easy night. And we are in Philadelphia tonight. On the streets of Philadelphia. Ooh. And we're up and running. There we go. Time is on the screen. Lovely stuff. We're pulling in a late one tonight. Hope you're all doing well. Cunha up front. Yeah, I didn't give you the Brazil team, did I? Alisson in goal, Danilo, Marquinhos, Gabriel, Douglas Santos as the back four, Bruno G, Casemiro, Paqueta as the midfield three, and then Rafinha, Vinicius Jr. and Cunha as the front three. To be fair to Haiti, they have experience at left backs as AMC Deacon. The left back is experienced. Ah, mate. That's not even tiredness. I'd have walked into that at any time of the day. Fair play, well done. The left back is called experience. Are you surprised that João Pedro didn't make the Brazilian squad, says Dougie? I am, because you know what? With Neymar not being fit, you look at their options up front, Endrick and Thiago, and I do think João Pedro should have been there, really. Here they go. Rafinha. Look, if you're Haiti, you've got to get through the first 10 minutes. That's what they've got to do. Build it, do it in 10 minutes. T-Potion says, do you think Scotland could get a point versus Brazil? I mean, they could do. Cape Verde got a point against Spain, so they could do. I think it'd be hard. Constantine says, I've got a 2-team parlay. Brazil to win by 2 goals and Turkey to win. You should get that home, shouldn't you? Cameron says, big fan since the Paul Pogba to United saga. My question is, do you think it's all paper talk with United until the later stages of the World Cup? I hope not, mate. I don't know why we're waiting for the World Cup when most of the players we need to sign aren't playing in the World Cup. And also, a lot of other clubs are buying players in the World Cup. Squidgy says no sweets tonight. I don't normally have sweets. Archie and Anas, thanks for your follows on TikTok, and Dutty as well. A goal kick there. That was a good start bench sale, wasn't it? If you're tuning in late, we had a start bench sale, date with a 10 out of 10 stunner, 10,000 in your bank, or a cup final tickets to the FA Cup with your team. I've got another one here. What was this? Oh, wait, this is quite a good one. 20 quid. You find 20 quid in a winter jacket that you didn't know was there. Taking off a pair of tight shoes or a good sneeze. So taking off what start bench sale. Taking off a pair of tight shoes, a good sneeze, or 20 quid, finding 20 quid in your pocket. I tell you what, taking off a pair of tight shoes has got to be low key one of the best things. If you've never taken off a pair of tight shoes, that feeling is actually great. That's like the cold side of a pillow. Taking off a pair of tight shoes. It makes me want to take off a pair of tight shoes, especially when you know if you've been wearing them all day. Imagine you've had a pair of tight shoes on all day and you've been on your feet all day, and then you get home and you take them off. Oh, that is good. Has he booked him for that? Did he get booked there? Well, the ball's in the back of the net, but the goalkeeper didn't even try to save it because something had happened. Someone says, not as good as taking a crap after a long day. Yeah, he did book him. The whole crowd is waiting for Neymar to come and finish. I can feel him erupt the stadium. He's the only one that can come from behind and finish deep, says Andreas. And yet he's not even on the bench, mate. So Neymar will not be coming on and doing anything because he's not on the bench. The bench for Brazil is Ibanez, Sandro, Martinelli, Endrick, Thiago, Pereira, Weberton, Enrique, Ederson, Bremer, Rayan, Fabinho, Silva, and Danilo Santos. What would I start bench sell? I think I would bench the 20 quid. I would sell the good sneeze. I actually don't like sneezing. You know, some people say a sneeze is good. I don't find a sneeze very satisfying. It wipes me out sometimes. Sometimes after a sneeze, I feel really tired. So I would sell the sneeze. I'd sell a good sneeze. I'd bench the 20 quid and I'd start taking off a pair of tight shoes because I actually think that's one of the greatest feelings in low-key greatest feelings. Corner to Brazil here. He did get booked, thank you. It should be on here. Yeah, there he is. Number 2 got booked straight away. Arcus. Well, it's a very hectic first 5 minutes here. I mean, Brazil trying to keep that tempo high. Brendan says, what's the best World Cup winning team? Oh, I mean, that should be a really easy question. I mean, I think France 98 were very good. They literally were so good, that tournament. Brazil 94 were quite good as well, to be fair. Even though the final was a bit shit. Brazil 2002 were deadly, says Ladios. They were good, but we should have knocked them out. Good question, Brandon. The whole crowd have done that one from Andreas. Ledley King, Martin Luther King, or Burger King? Start, bench, sell, says Henry. Yeah, well, I'm not going down this road again. I'll start Martin Luther King because, you know, he did great things. I'll bench Burger King and I'll sell Ledley King. Thank you, Henry. I've done that one as well. Cameron, thanks very much for your super chat. Pocho, thanks for the follow. You don't get this on Sky, says Alman. Oh yeah, people are always doing this sort of stuff. I've got another start bench sell. You drive, like, I don't know whether this works for everybody. You know if you've got to drive home down the motorway and it's 2 hours, right? Clear run down the motorway with no traffic and no obstructions. You can just drive down the motorway at speed limit. Waking up on a morning where you think it's a work day and then you realise it's Saturday, or the phantom wipe. If you know what I know. If you know, you know. Wow, thanks for the follow. I'm still loving taking off a pair of tight shoes. I think on that one, I would start a clear run on a motorway. I would bench the phantom wipe, and I would sell the wake up on a weekday and you're thinking you got work and then it's a Saturday, because I don't have a job that I don't dislike anymore, so it wouldn't bother me. I was driving down the M6 yesterday, actually, and out of nowhere, it was like the traffic slowed down and it instantly went red on the sat-nav, and then it said collision ahead, and I thought, oh, God, please don't be a bad one. Because I really don't want to be stuck in traffic for a couple of hours. I mean, I'll be honest, my first thought should have been, please don't be a bad one, because I really don't want anybody to be badly hurt. And I think that's, you know, you do think that subconsciously. But yeah, God. I've had that a few times, and there's nothing, well, there obviously, it's just not great being sat in traffic for 2 hours not moving. Haiti are on the attack here. Throw in. KG Man says, if you had to bet all you owned on one team, if you had to bet all you owned on one team to win it, the World Cup, who do you think of the? Fucking hell, that's a question. So if I have to bet everything I own, on who's going to win this World Cup. Oh, I mean, I think England are going to win it, but if I had, you know, if I was betting everything I've got to, I don't know whether I could. I think I'd say France. Which is weird, isn't it? Because I think England are going to win it, but if I had to bet everything I've got, I think I'd go France. Tyler Quarry says, start, bench, sell, Wilcox, John Murtagh, Ed Woodward. A bit boring, that, Tyler. I don't like the Man United specific stuff because it just makes me feel depressed. This is my escapism here. I don't. You know what? I don't even know. I'd get rid of Woodward because I think he was absolutely bloody useless, and Murtagh and Wilcox, I don't know. Heaven 311 says Bounty is the best chocolate. What's yours? Corner to Brazil. Bounty is the best chocolate. What's yours? Hot take. I do like a Bounty, but my favourite chocolate bar is probably Galaxy Ripple. I just love the texture and the taste. Haiti's going to score first, says Owen on TikTok. And Prismo and Amir, thanks for your follows. DeLorean, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I actually don't feel tired tonight. Skipping last night's 2 a.m. and getting a good night's sleep has freshened me up for the next few days, which is good. Because I was running on empty, if I'm being honest, after that first week. Lovely ball in. This could be the first goal, and it is. Rafinha, they want an offside, and I think it's been given. Oh, I tell you what, he took it really well, Rafinha. Those fans are still celebrating. Idiots. Idiots. Watch the fucking game. It's been offside for about... She's still celebrating as well. Idiots. It's offside. It's offside. And it's been offside for 10 seconds. How are those fans still celebrating? You know why? Because they want to be on camera. They're not watching the game. They just want to be on camera. How many Brazilian fans were celebrating that goal when it had been called offside 5 seconds before? I saw a clip with Roy Keane on the overlap saying he wanted to bring Room 101 back, you know, where you can get rid of things. And he said, wives of players wearing shirts with their name on the back. What's that all about? Nonsense, right? That, to me, is bloody nonsense. A goal goes in and they're all celebrating, not realising it's offside. Because they're not watching the game properly, are they? In parts of Ireland, it's called the White Angels, says Rory. I don't know what he's talking about. Shane says, Brazil are going to flop more than an 80-year-old. I actually, you've just reminded me, Shane, I do actually agree with you. What's your World Cup 101 thing that you'd get rid of? It's going to be hydration break, isn't it? I don't know why I asked. For me, it's got to be the ITV chalkboard. If you go through the Brazil 02 team, England had no chance, says T. Mate, I lived it. I watched it. We did have a chance. We had half an hour against 10 men and we fucking bottled it. Don't talk to me about that. It's one of my most frustrating games of football I've ever bloody watched. Bottlers. KD4, thanks for your follow. The USA are doing fantastically well at the moment, Iverson. I hope you all are as well. She's all dressed up in a broken heart. Biggest flop in World Cup history. Love the videos, says Thomas. I don't even know how to answer that question. I really don't. Biggest flop in World Cup history. I've got no idea. I don't know how you answer it, because you're basically asking for the shittest thing in the World Cup, and I'm like, well, I don't know. You tell me on some of them. How far do you think USA can go in the World Cup? I think quarterfinal. Italy are the biggest flops in the World Cup at the moment. They've not qualified since bloody 2014. As I said before, Italians love football, right? Imagine in the 2014. I mean, I know this. You can imagine this, right? So you're an Italian football fan. The World Cup is Brazil 2014. Italy are in a group with England. They don't qualify from it. You're pissed off. It's the summer 2014 and you're pissed off because Italy have had a bad World Cup in Brazil. Imagine telling that fan, I know you're disappointed at the moment, but you won't play in a World Cup again before 2030, and I don't even know if you'll qualify for that. I mean, that's a whole generation, isn't it? James says, what would be the biggest shock of the World Cup for you? Somebody winning it that isn't France, Argentina, Brazil, or Germany. Yeah, I think that would be a shock to me. Corner to Brazil. Vinicius Jr. goes for another one over the bar. Start, bench, sell. ITV chalkboard, Oliver Giroud, or hydration break. Giroud's getting absolute pelters, AMC, isn't he? I would... I mean, the hydration break is health and safety. If we bin that off and somebody, you know, dies of dehydration, we've just killed a footballer. So I'd bench the hydration break. I wouldn't get rid of it. I'll get rid of Giroud and I'll start the chalkboard because that's what we're getting rid of, yeah? Can you explain which rivalry is bigger as a Brit? England-Germany or England-Argentina? I don't know. I think 20 years ago, you've probably got a rivalry there. I think in 2026, that rivalry's probably dying because the reasons for it, both of them, is war. In footballing rivalry, it's because of the hand of God and they beat us on penalties in Italia 90. So I'd say Germany will always be the bigger one because of, you know, historical reasons. Footballing reasons, it should be Argentina because of the hand of God. Spain with Yamal and Nico back are a different team, says Diego. Oh, Spain are going to be absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to watching them on Sunday, actually. Loving the questions that are coming in tonight. But this is the great thing about a late night stream. AJ, we're not on Twitch, no. We don't really do anything on Twitch now, actually. Vuvuzela equals worst World Cup thing ever, says Oil Cruiser. Caitlin says, if Haiti go win, please go shirtless. I probably would. Dara says, I broke my finger yesterday. I'm out for 6 weeks. Dara, we're all thinking it. What are you out for 6 weeks? Because, I mean, your finger being broken can stop you doing quite a lot of things for 6 weeks. I presume you might be a goalkeeper, though. We've got nearly 7,000 people watching on YouTube, and thank you everyone who's watching on TikTok. Please do share the video. This is a fantastic community that we're building. I'll tell you what, from a Haiti point of view, it's mission impossible to get a draw out of this game, but they are 20 minutes in. I said get through the first 10. We're 20 minutes in here, and it is 0-0. What did you think of Roy Keane and Saipan in 2002, says Daniel? I think it was a shame, but I think it just comes down to, you know, he was clearly pissed off with the facilities and the coaching, wasn't he? AMC says it's because Giroud is just really boring, doesn't offer any good insight either. The only thing he has going for him is looks. Not my words. Viking Crypto Warrior says FIFA are corrupt. Scotland should have had 2 penalties. I've still not seen the McGinn one again. And how do you rationalise Baggio? He was divine. Had he and Baresi scored their penalties, USA 94 run would have rivaled Maradona's Mexico 86. Does one kick really change greatness? Baggio was brilliant in the 94 World Cup. He was. They were bloody boring to watch, though. Oliver says, I think there's a genuine chance that Portugal get grouped. I mean, it's very hard to get grouped, mate. I don't think there's a very good chance they get grouped at all. I mean, they've drew with Congo, they'll beat Uzbekistan, and then they're through. Colombia-Portugal will be a good game. And I think that game will come down to who's going to play. Oh, lovely ball. I think he's offside there. He's missed anyway. I think Rafinha was offside. Yeah. Dinked it over the keeper in a one-on-one, but he was offside. Oh, I don't like any of this. These prats in the stadium are doing it for the cameras. I've just realised it now. They're acting like that for the cameras because they know the camera's there, aren't they? Ryan, thanks for the follow. I have seen the Saipan movie, Richard. I really enjoyed it. A bit niche, but I did enjoy it. XJ says, you missed my super chat. You won't regret it. And Viking Crypto Warrior says, that's right, Mark. Skip over it. This is football. Only if you're English or United. Mate, I'm not skipping over it. I don't think McTominay's was a penalty. I thought the McGinn one was, but, you know, what can we do? Shot straight at the keeper. And they've scored. Brazil have scored now. And it is Cunha doing his surfboard celebration. And they've breached the Haiti goal in the 23rd minute. The Brazilian subs have run on the pitch like they've scored the winner in the FA Cup final here. World Cup final. The relief is palpable. Vinicius Jr. gets the shot off. Keeper palms it down. I don't know whether Cunha scores or it's an own goal, actually. Let's have a look. So it's Vinny J. Gets the shot off. Keeper palms it down. Oh, no. It goes in off Cunha. Defender gets there first. And Cunha deflects it in. So it's definitely Cunha's goal. Yeah. He didn't know much about it, but it hit his ankle and went in. There we go. T. Crow says, I grew up in Florida with many Haytons. Talented lot. Thank you, sir. Does one kick change a World Cup? Ask Beckham, says Kai. What did you think of Scotland and Haiti game? Says Eura. I thought it was a hard watch. Oh, it was a hard watch. What was the highest level you played at? Give us an insight. Age, club, etc. says Cameron. I will come back to that. I've just got to find XJ's super chat because apparently it was good and I missed it. Done that from Dougie. They almost made it to the hydration break. Cameron says, I've seen enough from Seb from him to make academy level. No. XJ, you've really sort of slowed my momentum down here. Done that one. Here it is. Can you explain why it's more... Here, hydration break. I'm going to have a stand up. XJ says, can you explain why it's more prestigious to win the European than the league? Trying to explain to my mate, Liverpool fan. As a United fan, you'd know. Can you explain why it's more prestigious to win the European Cup than the league? Trying to explain to my mate. I don't necessarily think it is, XJ. I think, like, as a United fan, I would rather win the Premier League than the Champions League at the moment because we haven't won it for so long. Rory says, start, bench, sell, Bobby Charlton, Roy Keane, Brian Robson. I'm not doing start, bench, sell about Man United players, right? It's the club I support. I'm not start, benching, selling legends of this club. You know I won't do it, and I'm not going to do it. Harry says, start, bench, sell, PGMOL, long throw-ins, hydration break. I don't understand the concept of this, Harry, because start, bench, sell is meant to be starting the thing you like and selling the thing you don't like. So I suppose I start the thing I like the most. Hydration break I'd put ahead of PGMOL and long throw-ins, actually. I'd get rid of the PGMOL, bench long throw-ins, and start hydration break. Dan says, can you shout out Brian, 6 months sober since the sheep incident, New Year's? Thank you, Dan. Kent, there we go. You know this tactical analysis here. I think this is a load of bollocks. You know this tactical analysis they're showing you. I actually think it's a load of bollocks. I think people try and tactics games of football when actually it's just footballers naturally running around and making runs. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they point these arrows and he's making this run, this, that, and the other. Anybody who's played football, these people are just naturally making runs like you do down the park. They're not. It's a game of football. 20 minutes in, players aren't thinking, "Ooh, Ancelotti told me in this situation I should do this." They're not. It's not happening. It's back on. They've got rid of the chalk. They've got rid of the chalk this time, but she's back at the chalkboard. I think I do. You know, Monday Night Football. That I just think that I could take 10 minutes from the Scotland-Morocco game, and I could go, McTominay, he's making this run into the box diagonal because that's what he's been told to do, and that's when McGinn triggers the press, and I'm like, maybe Pep goes that far, but most football coaches don't do that. You know, try and dismantle a game tactically. Most players are playing on not inspiration, playing the moment. You know, Casemiro wins the ball on the halfway line. Cunha and Rafinha make runs that's natural to them. I know it's still really early, but has any prediction you had changed with the first set of games done? Well, look, Lawrence, somebody reminded me at the start of the game, I don't think Brazil are going to do very well in this World Cup. I don't think they're going to do very well in this World Cup. I might be wrong, but I think that Ancelotti's best chance, and we've seen him do it already against Morocco, is to be defensively solid and look for almost the Arsenal approach, really. Be good at set pieces, defensively solid, and rely on moments from players. How can you pronounce Cunha right but not Rafinha? Says Young. Don't know. It's a skill, I suppose. The Haiti keeper is overweight, says Constantine. All right, you're weightist. And I know I've done that one from Lawrence. Thank you very much. I think the final will be Norway versus France. Andreas, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think you're massively, massively overrate Norway. I think Norway can do well. I do not think they have the squad to win a World Cup. TR66 says some of the players in the England team in 02 were awful. Mate, we had half an hour against 10 men and we were 2-1 down and we bottled it. I watched the game. I was there. It was a great opportunity and we bottled it. And also, one of Brazil's goals was complete and utter fluke because that was a cross by Ronaldinho. What's your favourite Toy Story movie, says Luke? Well, considering I've only ever watched the first one, it'll have to be that one. Andy Kane says, Jesus, Mark, you're right on top of the watch-alongs. Cheers from Dublin. Thank you, Andy. Hope you're doing well. Can you believe it? Says EG. We need a surfing with Goldbridge segment, says T Crow. What was the highest level you played at? I did say I'd come back to that, Cameron. Jack, thanks for the follow. Blades, thanks for the follow on TikTok as well. Eamon says, can Morocco win the World Cup? I mean, the answer's no, because we just don't get underdogs or dark horses winning the World Cup. But I'd love to see it happen if it wasn't England. Why didn't you watch the US games as inspiration? I did watch the US game, but I just didn't want to do 3 watch-alongs in a row. So we utilise our staff, don't we? Not that Rory's staff, but that's why sometimes we have some watch-alongs from the studio. Although I'm on all of them this weekend. So tomorrow's a brilliant day. 6 o'clock, Netherlands, Japan. 9 o'clock, Germany, Ivory Coast. Brilliant pair of games tomorrow. Harry says, start, bench, sell, Wagamama, Nando's, 5 Guys. Ooh, I'll sell Wagamama, even though I like it. Why do I keep calling it Wagamama? I've never called it that in my life. Wagamamas. Yeah, Wagamama. I'll sell it anyway. I will... I think I'll bench 5 Guys and I'll start Nando's. Yeah. RR says 0-0 incoming. Get yourself to the opticians, mate. Do you think Saudi Arabia could get anything against Spain? Well, if Cape Verde can, Saudi can, yeah. But I think we'll see a decent Spain on Sunday. Chris, thanks for the follow, and Axe and Hamza as well. David Simpson, welcome to the Members Club. Brazil doesn't look that good. What do you think, Marks, is Diamiti? I said it before the tournament. I just don't think Brazil are that good. I think reputationally, people start talking about them winning it. I just can't see it. Corner to Haiti here. Oh, good defending. Spain only won 3 World Cup games since 2010. What the fuck, says Dylan. Who would have to win this World Cup for it to be on the level of Leicester winning the Premier League, says Harry. I mean, how does your brain work, Harry? How does winning a World Cup compare to Leicester winning the Premier League? I mean, I know it's football, but... I mean, Leicester. Well, you know what? Actually, Harry. Now I've had to think about it. I think it's actually a very good question. So Leicester winning the Premier League was basically a team that nearly got relegated the season before winning the league. So the equivalent of Leicester winning the league, winning this World Cup, I would say. I wouldn't say Scotland. I think Japan. Yeah. Portugal aren't winning the World Cup. I know you can't judge it after one game. Lovely play by Brazil. Cunha, this could be goal 2. What a finish. He's done it again. He's on fire here. He's on fire here. Cunha of Manchester United, of course. Makes it 2. And he took that one very, very well. Roofed it. Left-hand side of the goal. I mean, to be fair to Haiti, they're not parking the bus, are they? They're playing quite a high line there. And it allows Brazil just to slip it in. And Cunha with the left foot roofs it. Yeah, wins the ball high up the pitch. I think it's Vinny J with the assist. Yes, it is. Little ball in there. And I mean, that's a great finish, you know. That's a great finish because it's pure power. Keeper probably thinks he's going to go wide across him. He goes near post. You don't save those. So close to the post as well. Great finish. He loves surfing, doesn't he? He did a little slide there. Who would have to win? I've done that one from Harry. Very good question. T-Potion says, start, bench, sell, beer garden drink on a summer day, barbecue beer, airport beer before a holiday. Beer garden drink on a summer day, airport beer, or what was the other one? Barbecue beer. I would say I'd sell airport beer. I've never been a big fan of airport beer before a holiday. I would bench beer garden drink on a summer day and start barbecue beer. They're always good. I love having a beer doing a barbecue, especially a bottled beer. Yeah. Norway, Leicester had 3 primary players. Norway have Haaland, Odegaard, Noosa and Berg. 2-star players is all you need, says Rory. Fair point. Albert says Cunha can easily be Man United's other striker. This World Cup could be a bloody nightmare. I'm just going to stand up for a moment. I'm not liking this. So, in the space of an hour, I've had people telling us Mazraoui can be the left back and Cunha can be the backup striker. I mean, are you literally a glazer? Stop finding ways for Man United not to spend money on decent players. Ancelotti looks like Mark today. Quantum says Cunha scoring twice for us is good, Mark. And Man United seeing this and not buying a striker, says Mr. Unal. I know. I'm going to write that down for the morning. Dino says, start, bench, sell, 5-star meal prepared by Gordon Ramsay, a week adventure with Jeremy Clarkson, or football philosophy lesson with Sir Alex. Well, I'm starting that, and I'll bench Clarkson and sell the meal with Ramsay. Joseph says, hi Mark, hope you're doing well. There's a substitution here for Brazil. And hopefully it's not a bad thing for Brazil. It's Rafinha coming off for Rayan. I mean, he's walking off, so it's probably precautionary, isn't it? Hamstring. I mean, you know, if you're Brazil, you don't want to be losing a player like that. A lot of people saying it's not good in the chat. Yeah, you don't want to be losing a player of that quality to injury, that's for sure. You feeling tired? No, I feel great tonight. I mean, I'm happy. I'd love to go to bed, but only in the sense that it's 2:15 in the morning. But I don't feel like, oh, I'm going to pass out. New York. Brazil need to understand team has 11 players, not 5, says Enemy. Axel, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I've got nearly 8,000 people watching this, and it's 2:15 in the morning. It's incredible. Let us know where you're watching from, everybody. Adrian Gant says, what's the temperature in your room, Mark? I don't have a thermometer, but with me in it, it's hot. Skywalker followed us as well. Thank you very much for your follow. Got a lot of people watching from Mexico, Canada, the US of A, Macedonia, South Africa. Another injury here for Haiti. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner if you're on YouTube. Get involved with That's Football, the biggest and best football community on YouTube. Doesn't matter who you support, you're all very welcome. Cameron Lindsay says, forget my last chat on your ability, not good. If we can't implement Cunha, he will leave because he's too good. Where does he play if he isn't a winger? I mean, that is a great point about Cunha at United. His best position is number 10, but we have got Bruno. People wondering why Barcelona bought Gordon, says Stephen. I feel bad for these small teams. Do you, says Chris. Well, they ain't got a bloody chance, have they? Next season, Cunha's first striker, Sesko alternating, and we buy a left winger, says Robert. And Shane says, would you rather have a goalkeeper with giant hands and T-Rex arms, or a goalkeeper with long arms and Jeremy Beadle hands? I was choking on something there. Shane. Shane, I genuinely can't think that through at 2:20 in the morning. John says there's Glazer secret agents everywhere. Rudolph the Red, why are you asking me to start bench sell Man United legends? It's got to be a joke. I don't do it. Jake Jones says, how are we doing, Mark? We was fantastic the other night. Nathan 1906, thanks for your follow. And Body Fuel 2. New York. So it's 2-0 to Brazil here. I did predict it could be 6. And it could be 6. Look, it's all fun and games when people are saying Haiti are in the World Cup, but it ain't fun and games when they walk out with no goals scored and no points. There's a big gap. And as I've said to you before, the reason we've got teams like Haiti in this World Cup is because Canada, Mexico and the USA are all from the same federation, but they qualified as hosts, so it dilutes it down. Oh, no, no one understood. We were holding back the flood, holding back against the rest. Are you doing Turkey versus Paraguay? What, at 4 AM? Am I fuck? No, I'm not. I think, to be honest, I think it'll be a shit game as well. I thought Paraguay were absolutely dreadful and Turkey weren't much better. To be honest, with the World Cup now, with the exception of the big teams that I always like to watch, because I've watched everybody play, apart from Colombia, I get to the point where I will be selective. I don't need to watch every game now if I think they're shit. How do you think Iriola's first season will go at Liverpool? As a Liverpool fan, I'm just a bit concerned the job might be too big for him at this stage of his career. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, but was the job too big for Klopp? Was the job too big for Sir Alex? Was the job too big for Jose when he went from Porto to Chelsea? I think everybody has to be given a chance. Harry. I certainly think that Liverpool with Areola have got more reason to be confident than we have with Carrick. I mean, Carrick's got no experience, really, when you think about it. I don't know why my PS5 has ended up all the way over here. But fucking irritating me, that's for sure. Oh, I can't get back now. I'm stuck. Oh. I've got the back of a 90-year-old. Oh, I pulled a muscle now. Vinicius Junior for 3-0. And he makes it 3-0. I think the keeper there was like the invisible man. I mean, just stand better there. I don't know whether I like this either. I think I'd put this in room 101. Every time there's a goal, every sub runs over to set. I don't like that. You're a fucking sub. Stand on the fucking sub touchline. I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. I really don't like it. I think FIFA need to do something about it. We don't need every fucking sub running on the pitch to celebrate. I think it's too much. Lovely ball by Paqueta to get Vinicius Junior in, by the way. I think the keeper could have done a little bit better here. It's almost straight at him and it's gone under his foot. But to be fair, he's gone sort of through his legs a bit. Well, then again, I think the keeper puts his foot up in the air. Michael says Scotland are heading home. They're not playing this game, mate. I don't think it makes a massive amount of difference. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a miserable sod, but I think that I've seen it with other countries as well. You score a goal in the group stage, and your whole bench is running on the pitch to celebrate. I think it's too much. I do. I genuinely think it's too much. I've seen it a few times, and I think, what's going on? Don't mind in the knockouts, but not in a game like this, says Dylan. What do you think about Tchouameni? Never really seen him play outside of the Senegal game and felt he didn't have much to do in the game, says Garzilla. Would you take Sangari from Lens as an alternative? No. Tchouameni's like one of the elite holding midfielders in world football. I'd definitely sign him. New Camping Man says, my daughter is getting married today. It worries me, though, that we won't buy another striker. Man United, that is, after the World Cup in the summer. Let's not talk about Man United's transfers, mate, because I'm in a good mood and it will just bring the mood down. Thoughts on Ben Stokes getting suspended after the fight with a New Zealand rugby player? In comparison, Harry Kane is more mature. Ben Stokes plays cricket, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't know. Robbie, thanks for the follow. Dutchman, thanks for the follow. Leopards, thanks for the follow. And AJ, thanks for the follow on TikTok. I mean, look, there's a drinking culture in cricket. I remember, like in Birmingham, there's a bar, used to be called Walkabout. Every time England played Australia in the Ashes there, players of both countries would be in there on the night. So, I don't know. I think in cricket, there's always been this, you know, unwritten rule that you go out on the piss. And when people go out on the piss, you've got a higher chance of getting involved in things like that. Constantine says they've celebrated like they just won the World Cup final, for fuck's sake. It is weird. And if I was FIFA, I'd say you're encroaching on the pitch, your subs, and book them all. And then if you do it on the second goal, you get sent off. "22 men handle me for 90 minutes, says Andreas. I get kicked, headed, shared, and slapped around. What am I? A football?" Okay. Blakey says, I'm just up the road in Telford. And Jake Jones says, it's coming home, Mark, and you kissed my last one. Do you think the Brazil shirt weighs heavy on recent 11s, says Adam? No, I don't think it weighs heavy. I just don't think they have the Brazilian flair of the past for whatever reason. I just actually that reminds me, Brazil 2002 versus England. I want to just go through that 11. It is half time, by the way. Let me go through this Brazil team from 2002, which was the last time they won the World Cup, wasn't it? That's not it. Why is it not giving the lineup? I will get there. So, the Brazilian lineup was Cafu. Why wouldn't they give us the proper fucking lineup? In order, with the right positions. We'll get there. Here we are. So, Marcos in goal, Edmilson, Lucio and Roque Jr., Silva, Gilberto Silva, Kleberson, Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. I mean, it's a good team. Lucio was a good defender. Roque Jr. was a good defender. Cafu and Roberto Carlos are probably two of the best Brazilian fullbacks they've ever had. Kleberson, yeah, well, we bought him. He wasn't that great. Gilberto Silva was good. And the front three, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo and Ronaldo. I still think, you look at that England side, Seaman, Mills, Ferdinand, Campbell, Cole, Butt, Scholes, Sinclair, Beckham, Owen, Heskey. It could have been better. Could have been better. But, we played against them for half an hour. It was 1-0 at half-time. And then they scored 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. But then Ronaldinho got sent off in the 57th minute. So we had 33 minutes to equalise against 10 men. And we didn't. It was a great opportunity, lost. Through pragmatism at the end of the day. The Plague, thanks for your follow. Galaxy, thank you very much for your follow as well. Vinicius Jr. scored the 3rd. How bad do we think this Rafinha injury is? Hopefully not bad. Hopefully it's not bad. I don't want to see any players losing in this World Cup because of injury. Bit of a weird argument. Sorry, I'll come back to that. Can you do Alan Partridge impressions, D13? The only ones I can do is aha or Dan. And I can't really do that. Bit of a weird argument between Vinny and Cunha, says Kenzo. Didn't see it. What's all that about? Cuts looking fresh, Marcus, says Gauze. Thank you very much for that. Tom Hanafi, thank you very much for your follow. And Oliver as well. We have got 7,000 people watching and it is 2:30 in the morning and Brazil are 3-0 up. So it's almost like a foregone conclusion, to be fair. But thank you to everybody who is tuning in. I don't know why Brazil have got something next to them there. I've just noticed that. But look, I was talking about this earlier, and I will talk about it again. Interestingly, in the last 32, the way this works is that Brazil so yeah, I remember, I was just making sure I get this right. So in the last 32, which is the round after, look at New York at night. Oh my God. I mean, I think it's a bloody brilliant studio in the day, but look at what it looks like behind her, Karen Carney, the lights and everything. It's amazing. That's not great though, because no, it's gone back to the match. Yeah, the interesting thing with Brazil Brazil's group is a lot of the groups in the World Cup. If you finish top, you play a third place team, but Brazil's group don't, and neither does the Netherlands group. So if you finish top of Brazil's group, you play the team second in the Netherlands group. And if you finish second in Brazil's group, you play the team top of the Netherlands group. So we're going to get two very interesting semi-finals. If Morocco finish second and Netherlands finish top of their group, then it's Morocco against the Netherlands. If Brazil finish top of this group and Netherlands or Sweden or Japan finish second, they'll play them. So there's not going to be an easy game for Brazil in the last of 32. And I personally think Brazil against Sweden or the Netherlands, they will be favourites, Brazil, but it's tough game. So just warning you about that. Being top of the group isn't an easy game for everybody. It depends whether you can get a third place team or not, and Brazil won't do. Thank you for the follow, Ishmael Gucci and user 638183. Cunha's on for a hat trick. Yes, FaZe, he is. Riley says, I think Japan will get this Brazil team in an upset. I wasn't actually that impressed with Japan. Or was I? There's been so many countries playing. They played last Sunday, didn't they? Or did they play Monday? I feel like they played on a Sunday, Japan. Yeah. Oh, no. Japan against the Netherlands was a good game. I was impressed with Japan. I'll take that back. I thought Japan played very well against the Netherlands, actually. Japan play on... When did Japan play? 5 a.m. Japan play. In the early hours of Sunday morning at 5 a.m. against Tunisia. So I won't be watching that. No way, Pedro. Not watching that. Thanks for the follow, Somistar and Clips and Hilal World and Lucas. Thank you very much. Let me come back to the chat here. I think people are starting to go to bed. It's gone down to 6,500. That's fine. That's fine. Netherlands suck as well. I thought the Netherlands looked okay. Nectario. I thought they looked okay. And it's hard to judge a team in the first game. You know, not everyone can turn up and be England. So I think it is tough to judge teams on the first game. Maybe we do need a left winger, Cunha as an option, but is a stretch off this performance so far. But we obviously need a left back. I don't want to talk about Man United, Charlie. It's not United stand. Sweden's also very good. Same goes to Norway. I don't trust Santiago. I don't trust the Sweden hype because they needed a playoff to get into the World Cup. So they must have some fundamental issues. Morning, Mark. Start, bench, or sell your hairstyle, your glasses, or your teeth. Thanks, Mr. Salvatore. Not weird. The Yanks are coming, says BB. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. My chat is playing up big time here, so I'm just going to refresh. Kenzo says, what's your opinion on men fake tanning? I don't mind it. I actually haven't got a problem with moisturising, under eye cream. Yeah, I haven't got a problem with any of that. Why not? Women have been doing it for years. You can have a taste of our medicine. I mean, look, no word of a lie. You can go out on a Saturday night. You can see a woman who looks very attractive. And when you wake up with them the next morning, in a hypothetical, I'm not saying that that's happened. They might look really different when their makeup has been removed. So why shouldn't men enhance how they look? Amraz says moisturising and tanning are worlds apart, and yet you can get moisturiser with a tint in it. So you're wrong. I'm loving all the comments, by the way. It's almost a bit of a Q&A here. Hatless Lemming says much thanks for all the hard work with the streams. Toronto will be buzzing if Canada gets to the knockouts. Come to Toronto FC match. You're very welcome. Hatless Lemming, sit down for a minute. Can I just tell you, you're already in the knockouts. You've made it. Not because I've given you the power, but you're already there. Canada are already in the knockouts. You've got 4 points. There ain't no way a team with 4 points isn't finishing in the third. So you're already there. USA are definitely through as well with 6, but 4 points, you're there. Absolutely. In fact, the third place table at the moment, yeah, you're definitely going to be there. Excuse me. Ooh, that was a big one. That actually, you know what? That was a nice yawn. I felt it. What's your opinion on Endrick not getting on, says Vincent? I think there's a bit of an obsession about Endrick, but there's got to be a reason. You know, loads of people don't start. Donald Triumph says, I'm still obsessed with Susan Boyle. Please help. Mate, if it makes you happy, can't be that bad. AMC, I'm not reading that about that. Thanks for that. 3 Ballon d'Or winners up top, Mark. Legends everywhere, says T-Rex, TR66. Still think Argentina will win, but go on Brazil, says Jack. Well, I was asked this in the first half, and I'd ask you as well. What's your sort of hot take opinion now that we're a week into the tournament? I don't think Portugal can win this World Cup. I think coming into it, they were part of the conversation, and we've seen many teams, well, Argentina themselves, they lost. Excuse me, they're becoming more frequent now. They lost their first game in Qatar and still won the World Cup. But I just don't think Portugal, again, look like a football team. I think Portugal, again, look like a very good squad with no cohesion because, yet again, Roberto Martinez is a bad coach. Snyder says, Cunha's better than Igor Thiago. I mean, yes, as a footballer, he definitely is, yeah. Why have I got a Pratt in a hat? Oh, it's horse racing, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. New York at night. God, that's the hat trick. That's 3. Oh, I don't like it when I start yawning like that much. 3 yawns in less than 5 minutes there. Outside of England, what big team has actually been good? The ones that have been good have faced stinkers. Germany. But then you're right. I know Germany didn't play a great team. I think tomorrow night, Netherlands, Sweden will be very interesting. And I think Ivory Coast, Germany will be very interesting as well. There we go. Look at that for a view. Yeah, you can see why they don't do it if it's windy, because you can see the wind on them. Who's your comedic inspiration? I've recently been getting into British comedy, especially Ricky Gervais and Jimmy Carr, says some. I don't have any. I mean, I don't go out of my way to be comedic, so I wouldn't say I have an inspiration. What I would say is that I loved Only Fools and Horses growing up. I did like Alan Partridge in The Office. And I think there's certain people I hang around with that, The Office is just such a massive part of a lot of people of a certain age. conversation. Like, it was, you know, then it's mad really, because they only made what? Did they do 3 seasons or 2? 2, wasn't it? I am not doing the 4 a.m. match. No, I always said I'm not doing every single game in the World Cup. I think that if you want to do that, great. I respect it, but I was never going to be that obsessive that I was going to do every single game. And you know, it's like tomorrow morning. Is it tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. Curacao against Ecuador? Just a big fat no. I just got no interest in it. Like, do you like Peep Show? I would like to revisit Peep Show because I watched them all in the space of, and there's loads of series of Peep Show as well, but I sort of got obsessed with it and watched them all in a very short period of time. Second half is about to kick off here. I mean, it's mad really when you think about it, because the first half kicked off at 1:30. It's now 20-2. So it's like a 20, well, I suppose it's added time in it. That felt like a very long half time. Right, he's going to kick it off. Come on. There we go. I predicted 6-0 for this game. Were you a fan of Lee Evans, Mark, says Rudolph Thread? I don't really remember his material, to be honest. I remember him being in Something About Mary. Alex says, why do you think England will win the World Cup? I think they've got one of the best teams in the tournament, and I just feel this is going to be their year. This World Cup feels like it's a very special World Cup as well. Who to Blame says, can we see a game as good as PSG against Bayern? That first leg was incredible, wasn't it? Plague Doctor says, who do you think will be the top scorer come the end of the tournament? Man, I just think it's like, even Cunha's got 2 now. You know, how many's Balogun got? Has he got 4? Haaland's got 2. Messi's got 3. Kane's got 2. You know, Havertz could score a few as well. I mean, I think it's early doors, but it's been a great start in relation to the Golden Boot, hasn't it? Hopefully, I mean, look, I don't care. As long as England win the World Cup, I don't really give a shit if Harry Kane wins the Golden Boot. Harry says, could you see a Liverpool or United creeping into a title race next season, given Liverpool's last season and the fact that United haven't been in one for a while? I think Arsenal will be in the title race, and I think Man City are probably going to be the team again, even though they've got a new coach. E-Water says, how sleepy are you? No, I think because I got a few hours last night extra, I feel okay, but I think that was very important. I mean, I can tell it's like nearly 3 a.m. in the morning. My body can feel it, but I'm not like, there's no danger of me falling asleep at my chair. Let's put it that way. Even if they put 10 past Haiti, I feel like this Brazil team would get destroyed by France, England, or many others. Well, Chiri, hey, Binny, hey, Binny, hey, Binny. Thanks, Bran. I feel like, well, no, I don't feel like. England can play Brazil in Miami in the quarterfinals. Obviously, Brazil would need to top their group, but once you know who's topped the group, you can actually go, the only way Brazil can meet England is in the quarterfinals in Miami. Go on, mate. Oh, good defending by Brazil. By gum. Which rival player do you secretly wish had played for United, says T-Potion? Well, there's loads of players I wish had played for Man United, like top players. I mean, Erling Haaland would be a good one from now, because I remember when Solskjaer was manager, there was this belief that we were going to get him. Yeah. Eric says, I've already made $540 in the first half, so I have to give you some love. I've watched most of the watch-along so far this World Cup, and I'm loving it. Well, that's great, Eric, and well done on your bet. Jade says, would you want, or do you think the World Cup will switch to the UEFA format? Teams could play more games, so more dollars. Mate, I would never rule out any change in football if it comes down to more money being made. I think that I think this World Cup with 48 countries in it is too many. It's not to the detriment of the tournament in the sense that it's been fine, but it does. The reason it's too many is because it just adds more load onto players. Like I said, in 2 weeks' time, we'll have had 3 weeks of this tournament, and we won't have even hit the last 32. And there will be 48 teams in the next World Cup, so it is here to stay. But do I think that they might bring in a league format for countries? That would not surprise me, yeah. I'm hoping Edison comes on in this game, by the way. Late call up for Brazil because of an injury, but I really would like to see him come on. United's new signing. Michael Carrick will be gone by Christmas as Constantine. I don't think he will, because I think we're going to have a very good start to the season. I mean, we've absolutely had an incredibly great start, haven't we, with Ipswich and Coventry. Twin Boss Bits, thanks for your follows on TikTok. Appreciate you, thank you. And we're only 150 subscribers away from 487,000. So if you haven't subscribed, please click and subscribe to the channel. Everybody's welcome here. Doesn't matter who you support. The biggest and best football community. Building an amazing community across this World Cup. Like I say, we're not going to do every single game as a watch along, but we're doing a good 80-85% of them. So thank you everybody who's tuning in. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Gabrielle. Darian and Saban and Neil, thanks for your follows there. Why don't you think Brazil can win the World Cup? I mean, look, anybody can win the World Cup in the sense that Brazil do have that know-how and experience and support. My issue with Brazil is, and I think it's borne out of with the results in the qualifying, is that I just don't think they're anywhere near as good as they need to be. Yeah. I think there's a pragmatism to it, which suggests to me that Ancelotti's looked at it and said, this is the best way to get what I need out of the team. Tom says, greetings from Poland, Mark. Any thoughts about Poland? Maybe planning a visit? Nothing in the immediate pipeline, but I've heard good things about it. What time is it in the UK right now? It is 12 minutes to 3 a.m. Ball over the top here for Vinny, Jay, but defended as well. And then they're going to try and play out from that. I mean, look, in fairness to Haiti, they have probably made a massive mistake in the sense that they're obviously trying to do something because, but they've been playing a high line for most of the game. United need 2 top centre midfielders for Carrick to have a chance, says T. Thank you, pal. Thanks very much for your super chat. I need a shave. Yeah, Man United have got a ridiculously, thankfully, good start to the Premier League season, playing 2 newly promoted teams and the worst 2 newly promoted teams in the first 2 games. So you should be, yeah, it should be 6 points. Should be 6 points. Snog, marry, avoid. Carol Vorderman, Liz Hurley, Pat Butcher. Well, Hurley would have to be the starter. Butcher would have to be sold, and Vorderman would have to be on the bench. Can Cunha cover striker with Sesko? Yeah, he can, but I don't know why. I don't know why our fans get so excited about saving the Glazers' money. If the World Cup was about cuisines, who would win it? Says Danny. I don't know. Mexico, I do like their food, burritos and all that. RT and Jake, thanks for the follow. Lord Vader as well. Here's Vinicius Jr. again. Good play by Haiti. Oh, he's just blocked him off there, Marquinhos. Bang! Oh, he's missed it. Any tips on how I can do well with the ladies? Says Gars. Well, I'm not going to give away my secrets. Well, I can because I don't need them anymore. On a serious note, I think genuinely listen. Like, ask them questions and listen. People love that. Anybody loves that. What's your sleeping pattern like, says Luke? This since the World Cup started, it has been a little bit all over the place. So what I'll probably do tonight, this game's going to finish around 3:30. So I would get into bed for around 4:45. 6 hours takes you to 9:45. So yeah, that's not too bad. But the problem's been is when I've been doing some 2 a.m. games, finishing at 4 o'clock, and then I'm up before 8 o'clock to take Seb to school and stuff like that. It's shit. 4 hours is shit. You know, I think you've got to try and get 6. John Ryan and Patches, thanks for your follow. Ash God as well. M says, what's your secret to staying awake? You lot. I definitely think if I was watching this in the living room, I'd have probably fell asleep in the Scotland game, which was over 2 hours ago. So, yeah, you lot. Please, God, they get the right players in this year, says TR. He's talking about Man United again. Lisa says, my husband decided that another woman was better than me. We have 2 children and I can't help but feel worthless. Lisa, I know who Lisa is from the chat, right? So people are going to, you know, think that that's the first comment. Let's all send our love to Lisa. They've been around in the chat for a long time. I don't know, with Lisa sometimes she's a bit bawdy, you know, she's a bit on the edge, but let's send our love. Any tips on how I've done that one, thank you. And if we get Chumini, would you consider the transfer window as good, says Noah? Well, no, it's not. It's a sum of its parts. It's not just an individual, is it? Debo, thanks for your follow. Is Camavinga to Man United a good signing? Not for me. He's an okay player, but for me, that's it's not good enough. Rafinha went off quite a while ago. We've got Rayan on of Bournemouth. I don't know in relation to the Rafinha injury how bad it was. People mentioned hamstrings, but hamstrings can just be a tweak and you're back in the next game. Or it can be he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. But what I have said before is I've watched many World Cups, and once the World Cup started and you're playing a game every 5-6 days, you never really get a player that's out for 3 or 4 weeks. You know, you get a bad injury where they're out for 2 or 3 months, but those knocks that they have in the season suddenly disappear because they know a knock for 3 weeks puts them out of the tournament. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Rafinha. As I say, if it's a proper hamstring tear, then he probably puts himself out of the tournament. But in fairness, if Brazil win this game, final game Scotland, it can probably make some changes. Please do subscribe if you're on YouTube. We're only 50 away from 487,000. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Rayan is very good, says not so innocent. Yeah, I mean he will definitely be at Bournemouth next year. Good play by Haiti here, and he wins a corner. Who do you think is the worst team in the World Cup? I mean, I think it's Curacao, isn't it? I think. We've got lots of people coming in from nights out in the chat, which I think is just great. Worst... This always stands out to me, right? So when I, you know what? And as a parent of a child who is now at university, this terrifies me, right? So I used to go out pretty much from the age of about 16 till I left home at 19. Every Saturday night I'd go down out. Goal! Oh, unlucky. Corner from Haiti, wins it on the front post, flicks it towards the goal, and Brazil clear it off the line. Ah. People are saying Qatar are worse than Curacao. I don't know. I think it'll be a close game. He did so well there. He gets up from the corner. He flicks it towards straight at Alisson, to be fair. I thought it had more height on it. Yeah, anyway, used to go out on a Saturday night, come in 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and this is no joke. I'd get into the house at 2 o'clock in the morning, go in the kitchen at like 18, parents asleep upstairs, younger sister asleep upstairs, and I'd cook myself a full English fry-up. It was sort of my thing. Towards the end of the night, I'd think, oh, I can't wait to get home, and then I can cook myself a full English. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd be cooking bacon, sausages, mushrooms. I always used to do fried onions with it as well. And we only lived in a small 2-bedroom house. No one had ever come downstairs and say anything. And also, I could have set fire to the place. I don't know whether other people did that, but yeah, I always cook myself a fried breakfast in the at like 1, 2 in the morning. Hendrik is on. He needs to bring Edison on. United's new superstar signing. To be honest with you, I don't think Haiti are. I mean, they're not great, but I don't think they're horrific. Why has that not done the substitutions there? Yeah, Martinelli's on for Paqueta, Hendricks on for Cunha, and Rayan obviously came on for Rafinha. So Cunha won't be getting his hat-trick. Did you ever cook that fry up for a woman, Liam? Mate, if I was coming back from a night out with a woman, the first thing we do when we get back, I'm not going to say, do you fancy a fry up? I remember one night though, I'd had a fry up and I was sat watching the telly and there was a knock on the window and I opened it up and it was the next door neighbour and he'd got back from town with a big bucket of KFC. And he said, do you want this? And literally he'd hardly touched it. And I went, yeah, cheers. And I just had a fry up and then I started on that as well. Drew says, you look sleepy, Mark. I mean, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I think naturally you will probably look a bit sleepy, but I'm fine. I'll get through this one, don't you worry. Which country has surprised you the most this World Cup, says Harry? Well, you lot can answer that as well. I think in a complimentary way, England. Like the amount of people who've said to me over the last few days, England were so good. I mean, but that's probably a little bit biased. A lot of people saying Cape Verde. To be honest, I think that I almost need a second game for some of these teams because I thought the Ivory Coast Ecuador game was very good, and Ivory Coast did very well to win it. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do against Germany. We also need to see what Germany are all about as well. Yeah. So I think it's early days on surprise packages. Yeah. Somebody said about Cape Verde. Brazil on the attack. I was just looking at the Cape Verde squad if they've got any players that I recognise. Well, they ain't got any that play in the Prem. They've got a 34-year-old defender called Pico who plays for Shamrock Rovers. Here's Vinny. Vinny! Vinny! Hey, Vinny, pass! Pass the ball, Vinny! Oh, that would have been a great goal. I think it was Martinelli. And keeper might have tipped it onto the bar, but there's an element of offside anyway. Most famous pub knockout, says Constantine. What's a pub knockout? Yeah, Vinny was offside. He laid it back to Martinelli. I don't think the keeper got a hand on it. Yeah, well, I think he did get a hand on it. Did the keeper get a hand on that shot? Hydration break. Oh, me back. Me bloody back. There is a morning show on the United Stand, yes. I might, because it's a Saturday, I might do it at 11 instead of 10. That's my sort of process, because then I can have a little bit more in bed as well. So I'm thinking it's the weekend. I don't have to do the 10 o'clock show at 10. So maybe I'll do it at 10. Which player would you like to sign from the World Cup for Man United the most that's available? To be honest, there's a few, isn't there? Elliot Anderson, Diamonde. Oh, she's on the chalkboard again now. Moving them around. I just think this is crap. I don't think what she's doing is crap. I've got no problem with the tactical stuff, and I've got no problem with Emma Hayes. I just think, you know, it's like I can do that better. Got back four here, look. And he wants to go there, and the ball's there, and he's going to do this, right? And he wants to make that run there, and the ball's going to go over into that space, and away they go. I mean, it's just, why are they not using proper digital? Why are they using a bloody cheap? Why are they using a bloody chalkboard when they've got a set like that? Could be so much better. And the pitch, it's a black chalkboard as well. It hasn't even got, at least mine's got the penalty spot on the halfway line. That is crap. Come on, let's call it for what it is. It's absolutely shit. There's no pitch marked out on it. There's no halfway line. There's no goals. It's literally a black board with some counters on it with no pitch. Maybe they only do that for the games at this time o'clock. I don't know. Yeah. Right. It's poor. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Mark, we think you should actually get that out for future games. It was a little bit dusty. I might get it out tomorrow. Yeah. Good point from Daljit says they've probably blown the budget and that's all they can get. Rumours going around that Salah could U-turn after the appointment of Iriola. I personally wouldn't go anywhere near it, says Harry. But if we miss out on Diamonde, we might have to. I wouldn't bring Salah back, mate. I don't think Salah has got anything to do with. I don't think Salah's decline has got anything to do with Arne Slot. I think Salah's decline was just a sudden hit of age, and I mean he lost. I just can't believe how bad Salah was last year. I just think it was an age thing. Will, thanks for the follow on TikTok, and Finn Rose as well. I'm not doing the Turkey game, no. No. I actually would like to get some sleep tonight. So, no. I will skip that. How many United jerseys have you got, Mark? I've got too bloody many, actually. I need to start... I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Need to declutter. I think some of us, we just keep hold of too much stuff. Kia says, as a Canadian, I just want to say you're a legend. Well, good luck to Canada in the rest of the World Cup. The next thing's going to be, can you top the group and get a better draw in the knockouts? It wasn't a nice way for Salah to go, though. Yeah, but it won't be. It'll be an even worse way to go if he tries to come back and he's shit. Have you been impressed by Brazil? No. No, I think they look. I probably got it completely wrong, and maybe Brazil will go all the way to the final, but I don't think it'll be pretty if they do. What's on your plate for the perfect full English breakfast? To be honest, I'd bin bacon off. I don't even like bacon. I mean, I don't dislike it, but for me, I'm not a big fan of bacon. I like a bacon sandwich, but I don't really like it on a full English. So I'd go sausages, mushrooms, tomatoes, beans, eggs, toast, hash brown, black pudding. But no bacon, thanks. GSO says, Canadians are passive-aggressive, Mark. They pretend to be nice. It's a very stereotypical thing to say. Yo-Yo, thanks for the follow. Yeah, games tomorrow are classics. Well, not classics. They're crackers. Crackers. Yeah. Netherlands, Sweden at 6. And then Ivory Coast, Germany at 9, which I think is the game of the weekend. Netherlands, Sweden might be. Oh, Martinelli. Is that Martinelli again? No, it wasn't. It was Diego Carlos. Good chance. Someone just said they like beef bacon. I'll tell you what. Mrs. Goldbridge has bought us a couple of times in the last few months chicken sausages, and they're actually really nice. Basically sausages made of chicken, and they're good. They're good. New York. Just having a quick look at this Brazil squad. I don't think they've got any other forwards apart from Endrick and Cunha and Neymar and Thiago. Oh no, Luis Enrique of Zenit St. Petersburg. Endrick, Neymar, Cunha, Vinicius Junior, Thiago, Rayan and Martinelli. Midfielders Paqueta, Santos of Botafogo, Fabinho, yeah, Gomes, Casemiro, and goal! Endrick, he's got a goal. A lot of you will be very happy about that. He's offside. I think he thought that was his moment. I really do think he thought that was his moment. He was really enjoying it, and he's miles offside. Yeah. Took it well, blasted it low. People are laughing in the chat. Had turkey bacon in Dubai, would argue it's nicer. So it's what? It's bacon but turkey. I think I'd like that as well. Kevin says, with the likelihood of England against Mexico in the round of 16, how scared are you since it's in the Altaca? I wouldn't say I'm scared. Robert McCormack was on earlier and he was like, I don't fear Mexico. I think if England played Mexico in Philadelphia or Boston or Toronto, we'd beat them. But it will be a home game at altitude, and that's the thing that sort of, you know, makes a difference. Hi Mark, have you had your Moscow Mule yet? I will have it at some point, Jade. And if you don't keep reminding me, then I probably will forget. Lisa Reynolds says, I prefer a big banana for breakfast. She's back. A lot of people in the chat saying England will destroy Mexico. It will be a difficult game. It'll be a more difficult game playing Mexico in the Azteca at altitude than it would have been playing South Korea, because it's a home game for Mexico. But from what I've seen of Mexico, I've been a bit disappointed with them. I think they're a little bit pragmatic. And that game will be 1 a.m. as well. I don't know what day it is, but I feel like now I want to know what day it is. It's not round of 32, is it? It's round of 16. Edison's coming on. New Man United signing, number 2. So it would be last 16. God, it would be... What a shit start to the working week. It's 1 a.m. on... Well, early 1 a.m. on the Monday morning of the 6th. So Sunday night, 1 a.m. last 16 England. A lot of people having to take work off. Take that Monday off. I tell you what. I've just given you an absolute open goal. The 6th of July, which is a Monday. Take it off now, because that's what England will be playing at 1 a.m. on that Monday morning, Sunday night into Monday morning. So you're going to want to watch it, and it won't finish till 3 a.m. on a Monday morning. Take it off. Cunha. Not Cunha. Edison. Foul. It'd be interesting to see where Edison's going to play. I think he's going to play in the midfield. Austin says, what are your top new favourites? Sorry, what is... Whoa. Austin says, what are your top few favourite World Cups, and what are the bottom or worst ones you've been? Italian 90s, my favourite. I also enjoyed 98. 2014 in Brazil. 2002. I liked 94, but England weren't in it. 2006. Ones I didn't like. I don't think there's a World Cup I haven't liked per se, because I like the World Cup, but I wasn't as impressed with Qatar as some people were. I thought the final was very good, but the overall tournament, I didn't really understand why so many people were hyped about Qatar. It was a winter World Cup, all the stadiums really close together, and I thought the football wasn't that great. I didn't enjoy South Africa either. I mean, I didn't dislike Qatar or South Africa, but I didn't enjoy them as much as some people did. Russia, I actually thought was okay. It's just not very popular, is to say it, because it was Russia now. But I thought the Russia World Cup was good. I was stunned we got to the semi-final with Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard in a midfield 3 with Henderson. But I thought the World Cup in general was quite a good World Cup. Haiti on the attack here. What do you reckon of Scotland's chances, says Dan? I think Scotland's only hope is to go through as a third place team, and as a third place team, it's about, is 3 points enough, or do they need to get a point against Brazil to put them on 4, and they're definitely there. I personally think Scotland could go through as a third place team with 3 points. They will just need to not concede many goals. But in a way, Scotland are very lucky that this World Cup has been expanded, because if it was top 2, they'd be nearly out. Sammy says, would you rather England win the World Cup or United have a transfer window where we get Tchouaméni, Fernandes, Anderson and Yildiz? Yeah, I'll take the World Cup over that, mate. If you said, would you rather Man United win the Premier League or England win the World Cup, I'd take the Premier League, but I couldn't give a shit about. I mean, I don't even think that's a great transfer window either. Transcending the Flesh says, do you like drum and bass music? Oh, I love it, mate. Thanks for the follow, Mark83. Are you watching Turkey? No. London City says Qatar was great. Yeah, like I say, I know a lot of people liked the Qatar World Cup. For me, this shit's all over it. It's a proper World Cup this summer, proper stadiums, in a place where, you know, there's actually distance between everything. And we've only had 1-0. Ghost Aiden Cons, Mark83, thanks for your follows. London City as well. Oh, sorry. I just realised that Sammy said Anderson, not Edison. I thought he said, would you rather England win the World Cup or United have a transfer window where we get Tchouaméni, Fernandes, Edison and Yildiz? He said Tchouaméni, Fernandes, Anderson and Yildiz. I mean, that would be a very good midfield. Tchouaméni, Fernandes and Anderson. Yildiz, I mean, if you said Diamonde, I'd probably still want England to win the World Cup over getting 4 good transfers, if I'm being honest. What do you think of Iraq in the World Cup? I don't think, got me back. I don't think they're going to do very well. I forget whose group they're in. Groups. I've got lower back pain at the moment. Iraq, Iran. Iraq are in with Senegal, France and Norway. Yeah, they're not, yeah, they won't get a point, will they? I mean, Senegal have got to bounce back. I mean, Senegal against Norway is going to be a big game. I mean, Senegal did well in the first half against France, but second half they got overrun. But yeah, Germany, Ivory Coast tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. I mean, I think that's going to be a real test for both of those teams. New York. USA, England on the 4th of July. Why would we play England? Why would USA play England on the 4th of July? How does that even happen? We won't even... We're projected to get Mexico, not you. Would we have to finish second in the group for that to happen? I don't know how the pathway is Mexico. But then you're saying that. What do you think about Germany so far, says Imran? I think with Germany, they were very good in the first game, but obviously the opposition, there's not a lot of respect for them. So I think Ivory Coast have got a really good team, and I like the way Nagelsmann plays football. I think it's a really difficult game to call, and of course, it's about finishing top of the group, isn't it? What have you thought about the game? Honestly, it's sort of a halfway house, isn't it? I thought what would have been entertaining would have been Brazil winning 6, 7, 8-0, or Haiti defying the odds and getting a 0-0. 3-0, sort of a halfway house, isn't it? But Haiti are on the attack here. It'd be great if they could get one back. What a dive. What a dive. And he's offside anyway. Germany only had 39 to 45% possession, says Stephen. First managers to get the boot next season, Mark, says Harry. Until we've seen all the transfer window, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, it was Nuno last year, and I don't think anyone was predicting that. And you never know what these newly promoted owners are going to do if they have a crap start. Endrick is overhyped, says Benaldinho. I genuinely haven't seen enough of him to know what he's all about. He comes with a lot of hype, but it doesn't genuinely look like he's good enough to start, does he, if we're being honest? Martinelli. And, oh, Edison on the back post from the cross. It could have been a Man United hat-trick in the sense of Cunha getting 2 and Edison getting 1, but he can't convert from the Martinelli cross, which was a bit fast. Kent G says, outside of the usual favourites, which 3 countries do you think have a chance to go further than most people expect? Good question. I think Morocco could hit the semis. I mean, it all depends on the draw. Like I say, I think Morocco could hit the semis. Norway quarterfinals. USA maybe quarterfinals. They've got to score this time. Brazil. Martinelli, wrong pass into Endrick, and that's the end of that. He should have gone far right. Gaz says, 2 great shows tonight, mate. Legend as always. Well, thanks for all the love in the chat, by the way. Loads of people have said they're really enjoying these watch-alongs and being part of this community. And I absolutely would have fell asleep about an hour ago if I didn't have all you lot. So I really appreciate you as well from my side. Literally can't do it without you. So thank you, everyone. I'm not doing Turkey, no, because it's a 4 a.m. game, and I just no. I need pick my battles, really. Some good games tomorrow. I want to be fresh for them. Harry says, looking forward to the games tomorrow. Your shows always make it more enjoyable. Well, as I said, I'm really looking forward to Norway, Sweden, 6 o'clock, an earlier kickoff, and then 9 o'clock, it's Germany against Ivory Coast, which I think is, the best game for a while, because it's about who's going to top the group, and there is jeopardy in some of these group games because it is about who's going to top the group. It's a lovely switch of the play there for Haiti. But they've ushered him back. Don't shoot from there. Oh, he did. And Alisson palms it out for a corner. Sorry, Netherlands, Sweden. It's Netherlands, Sweden tomorrow at 6. And then Ivory Coast, Germany at 9. Wagey, thanks for your follow. Corner comes in, offside. JJ said, would you rather England finish second to avoid Mexico? I guarantee if we finish second, we end up with a harder game in the round of 32. And look, as I said, Mexico isn't a game to avoid because they're good. It's a game to avoid because it's in the Azteca and they're Mexican and it's played at altitude. It is what it is. It's not like we're playing Brazil in the Maracanã. So, look, it'll be difficult against Mexico, but who are we playing in the last 32? We don't know yet. We can't take anything for granted. Amy says, well done for staying up, Mark. I actually am quite proud because I haven't done one of these for a few days. So, I'm quite happy to get through to a 3:30 game. But there's plenty more to come. There will be more earlier hours of the morning games. I think our next early hours of the morning game is Norway-Senegal, which is Monday. I don't think there's any good ones coming up before then. Mezzi said, what would the media fallout be if you lose to Mexico? I feel like England have got to get to the semis. Otherwise, there'll be idiots saying, oh, Southgate, Southgate. But we've just played the best football we've played in the World Cup for a very, very long time. I can't remember the last time England played as entertaining as they did against Croatia. Good football. JW says, Haiti had as many corners as Brazil. Let that sink in. Some people say Brazil are quite a dislikable team. I mean, I don't think I could ever describe Brazil as dislikable because they're so iconic. But I don't think they're very good. I mean, I don't think they're very good. I think Brazilian football has lost something in recent years. They don't seem to have the flair or the fullbacks that they used to have. But look, it's a win. They drew Morocco. It's a win here. It's 4 points. If they can put a few past Scotland, they'll probably get top place on goal difference. So be strong. Thanks for the follow. Jamie, thanks for the follow as well. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love that. Okay, done. Lovely stuff. Our next watch along is Netherlands, Sweden tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and then a cracker. Well, that'll be a cracker, and then Ivory Coast, Japan as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in and being part of our 3 in a row watch alongs tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe on your way out, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Well, today, later on today. Take care. Stay safe. I'm not doing the Turkey game. You're obsessed if you're doing the Turkey game or you're Turkish. Speak to you in a bit. Thanks.